I took a bold stand very early on by leading with love. When your people really understand that you love them, not just for what they do for the organization, but for who they are, that's very powerful.
I think the bold stand started in 2023. We were struggling as a company. So I read a book called The Captain Class and decided to run our company like a tier 1 sports franchise. I really had to look introspectively on what I needed to do to become better.
One of the things I implemented right off the bat was value-driven, retainer-based pricing. It reminded me how important it is to not only just be passionate and focused on what your goal is, but also to be nimble in those approaches and make those changes appropriately.
I had to make a bold stand by making a difficult decision to fire a client whose behavior was toxic to my team. It proved to my team that we totally had their backs, and that trust strengthened our culture.
The man that was in charge of our company before me tried to sell us. I was given the job because I wanted to keep the bank independent, proving to people that my vision was real and that we could accomplish it.
Many of my colleagues, friends, and even my family members thought it was a bold stand to start a company when I did. I felt like after 30 years of experience in the industry that I had gained the knowledge and the skills to lead a company successfusly.
The daily, weekly habits that really fuel my leadership style and the success of our company is I give my team a day of me every week. It allows them to feel comfortable enough to come to me and tell me the things that I don't know and take care of things before they become problems.
So we have weekly habits. We do weekly huddles. And the real takeaway from those huddles is the relational equity that those teammates gather from those huddles, and that makes the team stronger.
Take a daily walk. I need that connection, that bonding with Mother Nature. That really recharges me.
On a daily basis, I walk around the building and I listen to people. The real work goes into creating that trust and clarity with your team. When you can do that, anything can happen.
I enjoy helping others do their very best. We're a team, and that team is what has really proven results for us and longevity.
One of the habits that I practice, what I preach, is meeting etiquette. Every meeting should have an agenda. People should arrive early. They should be respectful and ensure everyone is engaged and has input.
About 5 years ago, we implemented core values. One of those core values is what we call a win-win-win scenario. What is the best thing for our clients? How does this benefit our team or operations? And how does it benefit our company? And I feel like if I can accomplish those 3 things with any decision, that we're gonna have a very good outcome.
Probably one of the key habits is just staying close to our people, understanding what they need, and just staying connected to the day-to-day. Culture isn't something you declare. It's something you practice.
Believing in a future that you can't yet see begins with believing in yourself. When you have an environment where it's safe and you get along with each other, you're able to think and see what opportunities may be there that we have yet to actualize.
The key to inspiring other people to a vision that they can't see is through integrity. You can sit down and show them and connect something to them that they maybe are already familiar with. It's not just my vision, it's their vision too.
Help people achieve their best version. Our biggest role can be their champion. And when people say why, our role is to say why not.
I inspire others to believe in a future that they can't see by making the future that I talk about digestible. That way they can understand how they impact it, and that way they can also find confidence and value in the job that they do, what that change cycle looks like.
Building a really strong base of trust with your employees, listening to them, getting feedback from them, that gives me great joy.
Inspiring others in a future they can't see is always a difficult task for a leader to do. You want to show the success of the employee and the success of the company. That's what a leader does. We want our employees to be successful.
Talk about the positives and focus on the things that we can do in our workplace to make the place better. Because I know that the decisions we're going to make are ultimately going to be the right ones. We just got to be calm, and that's how we manage our company.
I hope to inspire others the way that they inspire me. Their pathway forward is spectacular because they're carving out the path that they've shaped.
Really communicating with transparency. I don't think people expect for leaders to have all the answers. It is the trust that they have in the leader to go that direction and do what we're trying to do as an organization.
People can't buy into a future they can't understand. Leaders are consistent in what they say and how they act. That builds trust. And when you have trust, belief follows.
I try to focus my team on the things that they can control, how their daily actions impact the outcomes of the patients that they serve. That keeps them focused on the positive.
My leadership journey shift from business to purpose before it even began. I was a broke college kid playing lacrosse, trying to figure out what my place was going to be in the world when 9/11 happened. And I watched hundreds of men charge into buildings dressed the same as my father had as a firefighter for over 40 years. That's impacted the way that I show up, the way I lead, the way that I think that the rest of the world could benefit.
My focus in the business and growing the firm shifted towards more of a purpose and thinking about my family. Now that focus is more multi-generational. I'm not just going to work for myself or my family, I'm going to work for future generations of Moriartys.
When I started designing this hospice house here in St. Louis, it's incredible to see how a design or space can provide comfort and dignity. Purpose became central to how I lead and how I design.
Becoming a mother fundamentally changed me and shaped me. That moment sparked a passion for mentorship, not only as the mother to Henry and Harrison, but also for those watching from the sidelines.
When my youngest of 4 went to college, I was looking for new volunteer opportunities. I found Independence Center, and there was so much more I could do and an impact I could make with the rest of my career.
When I founded the company as an entrepreneur, I was very focused on top line growth, bottom line growth. But as time went on, I realized that the decisions I was making and all of the employees that were coming to work every day were relying on me to make the right decisions that were going to keep us in business so they had a place to come to work every day.
That aha moment or that enlightenment moment, however you call it, it happened, I would say, just about a year after I started Build Carviva. I'm going to stick through this journey, no matter how hard, how challenging it is, because I'm making a difference to someone else's life.